Alright guys, so hopefully in this part of the video we'll be able to finish up where we left off, which is to kind of sand and form the grill to fill in those gaps, and then hopefully move on to priming and painting. So let's get started. Alright, so I think I got it pretty much as good as it's gonna get with the Bondo. So I don't have any huge gaps anymore, and obviously when it's painted black, you're not gonna notice if there are any gaps. They're not gonna be as noticeable. So what I'm gonna try to do before it's starting to get dark, but I'm gonna give it a layer of sandable primer. That way I could identify where I need to put putty tomorrow, or you know, maybe if not, maybe if the sandable primer is thick enough, I could fill in these little cracks in here. I don't know if that's going to happen, but in any case, I'm going to go ahead and give it a lick of paint and see how much more refinishing I need to do. So I got the coat of primer on there. I'm gonna have to go buy that putty after all. Just a couple of little pinholes you could see here, nothing drastic. I think what I need to sand it with a little bit more finer sandpaper once I get all these little pinholes filled. I think the worst one was actually here. I put a little bit extra paint, but it started to run. Again, this is sandable primer, so I could sand those runs down. But yeah, I mean, these striations, I'll sand them a little bit more too. They're just a little bit too visible. Again, this is going to be a black grille, so the black will hide a lot of the imperfections, just because the car also sits very low. So I'm gonna call it a day, and then I'll pick this up tomorrow or the next day.
Alright guys, so off camera I gave the grill another layer of Bondo. There was just one corner on the right that was still a little bit off. I didn't like the gap too much, so I closed that up. And then I also put some glazing putty on all the little pinholes. So glazing putty is basically like Bondo, it's just thinner, and it's really used for to fill in tiny little pinholes or imperfections. It's not used for larger areas, so it's really like a step 2 if you think of Bondo as a step 1. So now I'm gonna put some paint on the grill. I'm using this Automotive Touch-Up. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this company, but I've used them in the past. Basically, you go on their website and you I don't know if they carry paint for all cars and makes and models, but I know in the past for my Maserati and also for my Mercedes, they basically mix, and it's like automotive quality paint. This is not your Krylon or Rust-Oleum. This is automotive quality paint. It dries fast. It even smells like a body shop. It doesn't smell like Krylon or one of those spray paints that you buy at Home Depot. But they mix it and then they ship it to you. It's not cheap, but it will ensure that it matches your color. So I just have a leftover can of black, gloss black for my Mercedes, and I'm going to use that on the grill. I only have a quarter of a can. I hope it's enough. I'm going to try to make it, stretch it as much as I can, but I might end up having to order another can, but I'm going to take it as far as I can. And then for the badge itself, I'm going to use actually the same paint, but I'm going to use my Maserati color, which is I believe this is Alfieri Grigio or something like that. It's their basically brilliant silver. But anyway, so I'm going to use that just because I was thinking about doing it red, but nothing on the car is red, so I felt like it was going to look a little bit out of place. So I'm going to try to do it silver, see how that works. I think it'll still make it pop and not be too show off. Anyway, let's get this grill, some paint on the grill, and move on. So I went out and I bought new spray paint. I didn't really like the look of the glossy black on my car. Maybe it's just because I'm so used to seeing that matte anthracite color that I had on there for so long. So I went and I bought this semi-gloss black. It's actually engine paint, and the reason why I got engine paint is because it's going to be in the grill. It's going to be exposed to a lot of heat from the radiator and whatnot, so I figured that was a good paint to get. So I got a semi-gloss for the grill, and then when I was looking at that, I saw this. It's metallic chrome. Now, you know, you got to manage your expectations. It's not going to be chrome like this cap, because chroming is actually a complex process, and paint is never going to look like chrome. But I think it's going to be a lot glossier than just the silver Maserati paint that I had. So I'm going to change the colors real quick and see how it looks, and then let that dry up and get it in the car. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. It was actually a lot of fun to make. Obviously, people have different tastes. Maybe this grille's not up to everybody's liking. I actually think it looks pretty cool. It looks very aggressive. It makes it look like it has a bigger mouth, which is what the refresh or the updated bumpers of these cars had after, I think, 2000, I'm gonna say 5 or 6, but it you know, it's completely reversible. Basically, it's held in together with 2 screws. I didn't want to drill extra holes in the bumper, and since this is a very lightweight grill, since it's plastic compared to the old one that was metal, I'm not worried about it falling off at all. And I think it just gives the car a little bit of an update. So I hope you guys enjoyed these videos. Again, thanks again for watching, and Happy New Year, and see you again next time. Thanks.